Hello, everybody. Jess Lowe, Structural Building Components Association, SBCA, back again for another weekly update. It's been a couple weeks. I took a vacation last week, and then the week before that was IBS in Las Vegas, which it seems like it was longer ago than that. I guess it must have been a good vacation. But IBS recap, kind of, for me, it's all about the people. And there's no better spot for me to go to be able to contact and talk and just form relationships, new, kind of rekindle the old and just catch up with people than IBS. It's one of those that, comes around once a year and it seems like it's a lot. And by the time you add in the NHB leadership meetings, and we're getting involved with some of the committees on that level as well with NHB, it's a lot, but you just meet so many people and you come back invigorated and just, like, wow, this is really cool to have all these relationships. And really that's what association management is kind of connecting the dots between members and non-members and potential companies, and what can we do as an association to work better with this association, that sort of stuff, and just really everybody coming together. So it was a great opportunity. I appreciated all the people that stopped me kind of in passing in the hall that were like, hey, what about this and this? I'm looking forward to doing this with SBCA. That's really cool. I enjoy those conversations. So if you see me, please stop me. I mean, it just depends on what the schedule is going to be. But then all those other meetings and everything else, just getting to know folks and doing all that. It was a great week. IBS, a lot of products. Obviously, construction is a product-centric industry, and that's where a lot of the innovations happen. So you're always looking for different things. Seen some cool things, Passive House, which I think you're going to hear us talk about a little bit more. Some cool things from like windows that can be installed from the inside, which for our framers, that's a huge savings, both in safety and everything to access. Because it isn't just all first story, it's second, third, fourth, as they're doing some of these apartment complexes. Being able to do that from the inside is a huge game changer for them, as well as, just some nerdy stuff that I like to follow up on siding. Again, I grew up in a lumberyard, so I'm kind of that product, nerd at heart. So it's cool seeing some of that thing. And then all the other kitchen and bath, just some crazy ideas that go on there. But really, IBS was great. We were able to get on the stage in a couple different ways. Sean led a great presentation in the Building Systems Council Lounge, talking about different things with components and how offsite is impacting the construction industry, and how investments in offsite, specifically component manufacturing operations, is impacting the market. Chris Tachi on the construction performance zone. We actually, through the help of BFS and Sean Overholzer and all of his team, thank you for all of that. We were able to put some things in there in place to create the stage and do it quickly and efficiently. They've seen what we can do with components. IBS wanted us to bring it in to actually make things more efficient for them. So that was awesome that we were able to do that. Chris Tachi led a great presentation there. And I was fortunate enough to lead a panel discussion with Chris, Stephen Keller from MyTech, and then Dan Pubak from True Homes. So it was nice to have varying perspectives from a framer, a builder, and then, a specifying engineer representing what an engineer is looking for there. So it was really cool to get people thinking more about components in that way, shape, and form. So we're going to be looking to get more education sessions in front of the IBS audience next year. So we're going to be working on that, but looking forward to that. Beyond that, all right, I'm good on time. I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. Again, a lot to catch up on. We finally have our full staff. We hired Abby Langenberg. Last week, she came on board, and now we've got everybody hired, everybody in positions, and now we're running full force. It's kind of cool to see, but we're going to be gearing up for the OQM coming up March 26th through the 28th in Fort Worth. Actually, 2 weeks from now, it will probably be wrapping up the board meeting. I'll get to that here in a second. But if you've not signed up, and 170 plus of you have, which is really good numbers for that, think about it. If you're in that Dallas-Fort Worth area, it's easily accessible. It's going to be in Fort Worth, right downtown. So make sure you check that out. I don't think we've got much for hotel rooms left. We've passed that deadline, but you'll be able to find somewhere to stay, probably within walking distance if you want to show up for the meetings. So Tuesday, we're going to be doing a recap, kind of SBCA, what's been going on since we last met, which really was at BCMC. So there's a lot to talk about there. We're also going to introduce a concept of kind of a warning notice, and really want some feedback from component manufacturers, letting them know the importance. We produce a manufactured product. And when you look at things from a manufactured product as opposed to a carpentry done in a shop, it's a little bit different mindset. So that's what I've been racking my brain around and thinking about it. We've been working with Kent Pagel. Our executive committee's kind of been coming alongside of it. Our staff has been working on some things. So we're going to be introducing that concept. It'll be interesting to get the feedback. And then beyond that, also kind of our strategic plan. What have we been working on? And really the last 4 months have been just getting the right people in the right spots, kind of a good to great. We've got them on the bus. Now they're in the right seats. We're really going to be hitting it going forward, but we'll be talking about that. Beyond that, Wednesday, we're going to kick off the day with an economic update from Ali Wolf. She just has been talking about, housing starts are going to be a little bit better than what we were thinking. I'm going to be curious to see what her take is here in a couple of weeks. If, again, something might change between now and then, but it'll be interesting to see where she's at. We'll have some Q&A, probably a little bit more in-depth conversation what we do at BCMC, just given that the numbers, we've got hundreds of people in the room at BCMC. This will probably be 150, 160, that number there. So it should be a little bit better conversation, just getting that information out of Ali. And then we're going to be doing a couple of panels. We're going away from the team building more towards education. And Tony Acampa and the education committee have been knocking it out of the park. They've got a couple different things, really design centric. It's going to be trust design team metrics and air tracking, as well as design onboarding and training, and really trying to get that education piece in there. Open it up to a little bit different audience with trying to get some design side into it. And if you're not a designer, don't worry, you're going to be able to take some lessons back to your design team. But it's going to be one of those that's just nice to do that and get the goals going there as far as, just changing things up a little bit. We'll get the feedback, see how that works. But this year, our OQMs are going to be a little bit more education based, which I'm looking forward to. After that, we're going to have our committee meetings. And finally, to wrap up, and I'm going long, I'm sorry, Thursday is going to be our SBCA board meeting. Now, they typically start at 8. We're going to move that up to 7:30. And that's just because of how the flights are going out of DFW. We wanted to get as many people as home as quickly as possible afterwards. So we moved it up a half an hour, trying to account for that. And so wake up a little bit early. We'll have breakfast on early. You join us there. But looking forward to seeing so many people and connecting again in Fort Worth at our OQM. I've got a lot more to say, but I just don't have the time right now because I want to value your time and respect that. So we will talk to you again next week. Till then, peaks up, press on, and have a great week. And happy Pi Day. I had a great conversation with my son last night. He's a second grader. He knows about pi and 3.14. And, beyond that, happy St. Patrick's Day. We'll talk to you later.